In previous lessons, you walked through the study very precisely, slowly and deliberately. We're not taking that approach today. We're jumping right in, because I want to introduce a new concept and give you an example or two to study. Setting up the controls. Go to the controls and set. 1. Tonic G. 2. Degree 3, Phrygian. The chord that corresponds to Phrygian is a minor chord, because Phrygian's third is a minor third, unlike the G major chord we studied in the G Ionian major lesson. If you need a refresher, review the Ionian mode. There's also a lesson about a Dorian minor that's worth revisiting. If you don't want to review everything, at least confirm you remember how to play a minor, which corresponds to a Dorian minor, the second degree of the major scale when the tonic is G. Finding degree 3. Today we're working with the third degree of the scale. If G is 1, and A is 2, then degree 3 is B. Remember, since G is the highest letter we count to, we loop back to A when going upward. Going downward from G would give you F sharp in the key of G. Switching to chord view. Go back to the controls and select, from left to right. 1. Type, select chord, and watch the fretboard as you make that selection. 2. Chord, triad. 3. Display, show scale. 4. Tonic, G. 5. Degree, 3, Phrygian. This is actually the first time we've used a type other than mode in the trainer.
We selected chord because we're going to look more closely at chords than modes in today's lesson. If you noticed when you made the selection, many of the guide dots on the fretboard disappeared. They disappear in chord view because those extra tones from the mode aren't found in the corresponding degree chord itself. The only visible guideline dots now represent the tones that belong to the chord. Since we're on degree 3 in the key of G major, that chord will be B minor. Building the B minor triad, 6th string root. Look at the theory panel where it reads Phrygian and where the color coding for 1st, 3rd, and 5th is shown. Click the B on the 6th string, that's the 7th fret. Look at the chord diagram below the fretboard. Then click the 9th fret of the 5th string. Remember, the tonic is always yellow. If you prefer to keep things consistent and use numbers for all tones, instead of saying tonic, you can think of that tone as the 1. It's substandard terminology, but it might help you think of the degrees in the key. In that system, the 1 is always yellow.
The 3, which has the unique ability to be either major or minor, is always purple. Keep an eye out for those purple tones. The 5th is always green. Ever hear someone say, play a power chord? A power chord is just the degree root, most likely your index fingers fretting it, and the corresponding 5th degree of its mode. So, if the root tone of the chord is G and we count G1, a 2, B3, C4, and D5, it is correct to say that the 5th of G is D. Now go make a tongue twister about it and tease your friends. No, don't do that. With tones limited to chord view, it's easier to see where the chords are and where your hands will be positioned. As you click the tones on the fretboard, note how the chord is spelled out for you in the diagram below. Working with bar chords. Do you remember how to form a bar for a bar chord? Remember that a minor and G major use slightly different fingerings. Since this chord is a minor chord, like a minor, it uses the same fingers. Your hand is simply in a different position on the neck. You're slowly creeping up the neck, but some finger placements stay the same. There's something cool about B minor that we'll discover in a moment. You can play it in a different place on the neck and get the same sound as the bar B minor, the 7th fret of the 6th string, with a root on B. When playing a minor bar chord, make sure the 1st, 2nd, and especially the 3rd string ring clear and true without buzzing. If you hear buzzing when you fret and strum, one of the strings probably isn't fretted cleanly. Minor bar chords with a root on the 6th string, like B minor at the 7th fret, and a minor corresponding to a Dorian minor at the 5th fret, can be touchy on the 3rd string. You're asking a lot from that finger. You'll get it after a week or so of practice. Your hand stretches to accommodate the unusual shape eventually. Keep that knowledge close at hand as your hands grow tired and sore. The buzzy chords and sore hands go away by week 3 if you keep at it. a second way to play B minor 5th string root. Now let's learn a different way to play the same chord. Go back to the controls and switch back to mode view. The degree automatically resets to 1 when the view is changed. Select degree 1 for G Ionian. When you click the 3rd fret of the 6th string, it will appear yellow. Remember, the yellow tones are always the degree root tone of the chord. In a G major chord, the root tone is G. All Gs in this example will be yellow. With your middle finger on the 3rd fret of the 6th string, play degree 2 at 5th fret 6th string. The next tone is the 3rd, which is the B, while the 3rd tone of the G major is B and will show purple here. When you switch the degree to 3, Phrygian, you'll see that the B is now the yellow tone. Go ahead and try it. First, play all the way through the G Ionian mode. I'm not going to read them to you this time. I'll just say the fingers. Put your middle finger on the 6th string, 3rd fret. Continue through the mode, pinky. Index on 5th string. Middle, pinky. Now to 4th string, it's index. Ring, pinky. Now middle, pinky. Finally, index, middle landing back at the octave, G. That was just to jog your memory about lesson 1, or if you've never done lesson 1, then at least your fingers have gone through the motions today. Now to remember Dorian, go to the controls and use view mode. Tonic G, degree 2 for Dorian. Put your index finger on the 5th fret of the 6th string. Go, index, ring, pinky on 6. Index to ring on 5. Shift index down to 4 on 4th string, then middle on 5 and pinky on 7. Same thing on the next string, index, middle, pinky. Now shift back to index on 5 at the 2nd string, then ring and pinky. Finally, end at the octave on the 5th fret, 1st string. Go down to the 3rd fret, 6th string and play G, A, B. Stop on the B. With type chords still selected, you should now see where the rest of your fingers need to go if the B's on the 2nd fret of the 5th string. Finger placement. Place your index finger on the 2nd fret of the 5th string, forming a small bar that also frets the 1st string at the 2nd fret. If you want to fret the 2nd and 3rd strings there too, that's fine. Your other fingers will land in front of them anyway. Most people fret the 6th similarly to the full bar on the 6th string like G major or a minor, but this is a 5th string root chord, not a 6th string root chord. Play the first 3 tones of Ionian again. 3rd fret, 6th string. 5th fret, 6th string. 2nd fret, 5th string at B. That B is the root of the chord. Finish the B minor shape. 1. Ring finger, 4th fret, 4th string. 2. Pinky, 4th fret, 3rd string. 3. Middle finger, 3rd fret, 2nd string. 4. Index finger, already barring the 2nd fret of the 1st string. Now you know 2 different ways to play a B minor chord. Homework. Switch the view back to mode and practice the B Phrygian minor mode. Earn bonus point rockstar status if you can figure out how to play a minor with its root on the 5th string, based solely on what you learn from building the B minor chord on the 5th string. Wrap up. That's all for today, folks. I do hope you're enjoying this series. Please buy me a coffee. Tell you what, spot me half a coffee. Coffee is far too expensive these days. Whatever half of that is would be super cool of you. You rock. That you already knew that.